After publishing my first video on time wasters, I was asked to compile a new list. I did it and added another 15. So, as a reminder, every day you get around 90,000 seconds to use as you wish. You will use this time to think, feel and act. These moments can be well spent, or this may lead to bad consequences. In this video you find examples of specific behaviors which steal your energy and life. So let's get to work. I'm Dr. Matt and this is my channel. Number 16. Looking through pictures in magazines. The majority of magazines are filled with unrealistic, digitally modified pictures of models which will either frustrate you or make you sad because you're comparing yourself to them. Advertisements of the next product which you don't really need. Pictures of the rich and beautiful which suggest that the life of others is more important than yours. Magazines with this type of pictures cause you to be busy with yourself and an activity which you'll never remember, which won't bring anything positive into your life, and which won't develop your mind. What's the solution? Buy an ebook reader and read when you're waiting for something. That way you'll be improving yourself by reading intelligent books. Number 17. Meaningless visits on a YouTube channel. A funny cat fell into an aquarium. Can you believe that? Someone tripped while walking on stage in a Korean reality show. Get this! A celebrity talked about his favorite car. Wow! For a few dollars, some teenagers convinced an alcoholic bum to drink a bottle of cheap wine in one gulp. That's fascinating. If you honestly ask yourself why you care about these things, then you'll inevitably answer that you don't. Number 18. Focusing on unimportant details. My husband gave me that weird look. The client hasn't paid a bill for $20 in months. Everyone can see scratches on my car. There are things which you should care about. The quality of relationship built on love and conscious communication, a great vision for your business, how safe your car is, and so on. There are also problems which engage you emotionally, but solving them doesn't change the quality of your life. If we apply a modified version of Pareto principle, 20% of employees generate 80% of companies' profits, to our lives, then which 10% of your problems generate 90% of your negative emotions? Answer that. Number 19. Finishing what you started only because you started it. A boring book that you have to read to the end? Your entire apartment thoroughly cleaned because your bedroom was messy and you might as well clean every other room while you're at it? A meeting which doesn't offer anything worthwhile, which you have to participate in, even though everyone, if only there was such a suggestion, would gladly end it? Eating everything on your plate only because there is still food on it, or finishing a bottle of alcohol because it was opened. Just because you start something doesn't mean you have to finish it. You can end it in the middle and start something more important. That way you'll save the time you would have lost if you stubbornly kept on doing something unproductive. Number 20. Forcing yourself to stay in a relationship. People do it for different reasons. Sometimes they need to go through a transition period and date someone just to free themselves emotionally from their previous relationship. Sometimes they're afraid what others will think because the image which they presented to others upon breaking up is unrealistic. Some lack the courage, while others are just waiting for a better opportunity. Sounds toxic? It is, not only for your partner, who instead of being an end in him or herself, becomes a means to satisfying your needs, but also for everyone who behaves this way. It will make them unhappy because they'll be spending their precious time with someone who they don't really want to be with. 21. Spending time with the wrong people. A fish that spends its entire life trying to climb trees will always feel hopeless. Not because it's lacking something, but because it's spending its time in an unnatural environment. People realize their potential by doing specific, and not all, things in the appropriate places, at the appropriate times and with the appropriate people. Maybe spending time with someone drains your energy, maybe you're not growing when you're around them, maybe you get frustrated just thinking about spending time with them. Life's too short to spend it with the wrong people, and thinking that one day they will magically change into people that you like is simply naive. Don't end up like fish climbing a tree. Number 22, overeating. Eating big meals makes you drowsy and often causes feelings of guilt. After such feasts, you don't want to think or work because your brain is focused on digesting the excessive amounts of food. In the long run, you face weight gain, which can lead to a lowered sense of self-esteem. You can change this by eating smaller portions more frequently, taking longer to chew, and planning what and when you'll eat instead of making impulsive decisions when you're feeling hungry, because then it's simply too late. Number 23. Chasing after clients who don't want your services. If you want to control a river, you need to be able to influence its current instead of its particular segments. Something similar applies to business. If the majority of your clients are satisfied, then the whole functions smoothly. Focusing on people who aren't at all interested in your services will take more effort than taking care of those who are already happy. Putting your ego and its desire to be universally liked aside can help in this situation. Focus on making sure that your product is liked by those who matter. 24. Going to the mall for no reason. Shopping malls aren't just places with a lot of stores. They're also a state of mind which fools itself into believing its desires can be fulfilled. Trying on clothes gives you the sense of almost owning them. Sitting for hours on end in coffee shops helps you socialize. There's always an interesting movie playing in the cinema, and throngs of fast food restaurants can fill your empty stomach. So-called window shopping has become a way of spending time with your family. Families often go into malls and spend hours there doing precisely nothing. Ask yourself the question, what goals are you trying to achieve by going to the mall? 25. Helping ungrateful people. You know the feeling when you help someone and don't even get a smile or thank you in return? We sometimes help ungrateful people hoping that if we are nice and helpful, we'll be more liked. Nothing could be further from the truth. We like others for totally different reasons, like when we do something for them. An ungrateful person will demand more and more and more and get annoyed when you don't do something their way. Without gratitude, there is no reward, and this causes the helpful person to lose motivation. The conclusion: cooperate with those who can appreciate it. 26. Asking for others people's opinion after you've already made the decision. Did you already make a decision and you know what you have to do, but you're still asking others what they think? Do you want to make sure to know that it's the right decision? Hear that you won't face any negative consequences? Make the other person feel like they're participating in a decision-making process which is already actually finished? Typically, this leads to deeper doubts, more deadlines and frustration associated with unfinished business. You made a decision, be prepared for the consequences. Number 27, intruding on the responsibilities of others. The boss who walks into the office and starts doing everyone's job except his own. The parent who doesn't understand that his or her child should be accomplishing the task independently by now. A ball player who, instead of passing to his better positioned teammate, decides to take the shot himself, risking losing the game for the sake of his star power. A body functions well when the hand is a hand, the foot is a foot, the head a head. The stomach will never be as good at pumping blood as the heart. Be yourself, do what you're supposed to do. 28. Excessive alcohol consumption. An inability to think clearly. A hangover that kills the entire next day. The consequences of idiotic behavior after having one drink too many. This should be enough reason to quit drinking excessively. Number 29. Watching irrelevant movies on the plane just to kill time. Read a book to stimulate your imagination. Get some sleep so you'll be rested. Meditate to gain greater control of your mind. Respond to your backlog of emails so that you'll have an empty inbox. Start a conversation with the flight attendant or a random passenger to remind yourself how fascinating it is to meet new people. Exercise to improve your circulation, but don't do irrelevant things at the price of your intelligence only because you don't know how to be yourself in your free time. You can't escape from yourself. Number 30, fixating on the past. You can't change the past, you can't return to it, you can't influence it. Reminiscing on what has already occurred as if it were better than your current reality frustrates you and prevents you from experiencing and being. Holding grudges against people for something they did a long time ago creates toxic hate or regret. This doesn't change anything. By leaving the past behind, we're able to concentrate on the one thing we can control, creating a better future. And that's my wish for you, dear viewers, from the bottom of my heart. And I would like to invite you to post your comments and share this film if you found it valuable. Also, if you know someone who could benefit from it, make sure you share it and subscribe to my channel. And for sure, visit my blog to get more information on mixed mental arts. Thank you very much and see you next time.